Good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender norm resistors. It's time for some more Powerwash Simulator with me, your host, Ollamh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, we are going to be getting into the Alice's Adventures DLC. This is the last one that I've really kind of been interested in. They have, like I said, they do have one for Final Fantasy. They have one for Warhammer 40k. They have one for Tomb Raider. None of those really kind of piqued my interest. I've never really got much into any of those. But so yeah, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So with that said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it, shall we? While I'm thinking about it, let's go into the options and make sure the dirt detail is back on and our crosshairs are back on. All right, there we go. So yes, we're starting off with Wonderland Entrance Hall. Aha! The fix-it with the portable spittle gun. And not a moment too soon. Hurry, hurry! An awful child, of that there can be no doubt, has besieged us. Not only did she eat and drink that which wasn't hers, but she then cried herself a river with which to make her escape. She has besmirched both the reputation of the wonderful children the world over, and the walls of our once great hall. I'm already far too late to explain it much more, but we would very much appreciate you getting to it. The sooner you can be done, the sooner we can all forget that this ever happened in the first place. All right, so yes, there we go. We are down. We have grime and salt from the tears, I'm assuming. And a lot of doors. Welcome to our great hall. I hope we can trust you to behave more reasonably than that child, Alice. Well, that's beyond doubt. A more awful creature you couldn't hope to find without adding whiskers, sharp claws, and calling it a cat. I think the Cheshire Cat mob. No, I can't even say it. Okay, so the white one will work just fine. That's good. I think the Cheshire Cat might have a problem with you besmirching the good name of cats. It's there's a nightstand nailed to the wall. That's unusual. But then again, this is Wonderland, so I'm sure this is just the beginning of the bizarreness we are going to see. Maybe we should just go ahead and go with the green one. Just to make sure that we don't have to go over everything multiple times. I bet I know where there's at least some. Yep. Who knew the child's tears were that, could withstand that much pressured water? At least there's like natural breaks in the floorboards and the walls and stuff. Like pretty much everywhere but the floor, maybe. No, even the floor. Okay, that's good. Alright. Let's clear off the... upper border. Get the wall. And now for the painting. Not quite sure how we're managing to clear the painting, but not the paint. Alright, you need to go out here. Get the hell out of my way. If I need to get up on something, there's a convenient chair right here. See? Normally I would say never take a job where the laws of physics don't apply. That's usually my rule, is if the laws of physics don't apply, don't take the job. So do you know what this Alice did? She ate stuff, drank stuff, and then cried? I'll tell you. The rabbit kind of covered the basics. First, she wafted around, saying how ridiculous it was to have a room filled with different sized doors. It is kind of silly. Does she not realize how ridiculous it is to call something ridiculous before even taking the time to ask someone, is this in fact ridiculous? I mean, that's... Just because everybody agrees that something is or isn't ridiculous doesn't mean, you know, if everybody agrees that something isn't ridiculous, that doesn't mean that it isn't ridiculous. It just means that everybody's agreed to ignore how ridiculous it really is. I mean, look at 95% of religions, at least. If not all religions. At some point, you have to admit, it's all a little ridiculous. The different sized doors, I can deal with the different sized doors. I mean, you can't expect a mouse to go through a door the size of, you know, a giant. They'd never reach the door handle. But now when you have an upside down candelabra, that's a little ridiculous. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is... Yeah, that does smack of ridiculousness. There we go. There's the floor. I would argue also that having an entryway this long is would also qualify as ridiculous. Like, an entryway does not need anywhere near this much space. For instance, could there be perfectly good reason why this place has so many differently sized doors? Perhaps the animals who use the doors are also of different sizes. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Perhaps every Sunday all those animals converge here for tea and conversations. In the entryway, I would think that you would have like a tea room or something. And how would you expect a walrus to use a door designed for a dormouse? Utterly ridiculous. You use that word a lot. Like, are you okay, man? You sound like you were going through some shit. Now I'm hearing, that is a melted door, sir. I'd like to hear your rationale for this fucking thing. Or why you need two of them. where does it go? Are all the doors in this area melted? Do you have a bunch of wax people somewhere? Let's clear to the next doors, I guess. Well, I appreciate it's a magical place. I could do without the tinkling. I mean, hearing the water, the pressure water and stuff going is plenty enough. And hello there, Moon Mage. Yeah, I mean, I'm the sparkles and the tinkling are a little concerning. And the fact that the salt got like all the way up here is just baffling. I'm still really curious about the... Okay, so down here, the doors are above my head. But if we come down here, they're getting... No, the tunnel is getting smaller. But they all look the same height. Well, I guess they are slowly getting smaller. Furthermore, Alice proceeded to eat and drink our wares without the least consideration for their purpose. Did she ponder even for the merest moment why we might need eat-me cakes to make us grow? Well, look, eating stuff generally does make you grow, just not that fast. Or drink me potions to make us shrink? No, she did not. She simply took one look and guzzled the lot. Well, I mean, they were just labeled drink me. She was just following directions, okay? You can't fault her for that. Maybe if you had a different label on them, she wouldn't have eaten and drank them. Now, I'm not trying to absolve her of all wrongdoings, but, you know, just putting eat me on a cake, yeah, that is kind of asking for trouble. Oh, wow, okay. I'm going to assume that that was like, it was doing an autosave that, like, just took a little bit longer than usual? Yay, according to my watch, I had a balanced day. See, if you all have doors, like, right here that come directly into the tea room, why do you need so many in the entryway? Unless, wait, can we get to different worlds from here? Is this just like the nexus point of the nexus point of the universe? You're not expecting me to believe that, like, Alice just, like, got dirt and grime all the way up there. This is neglect. This is neglect and lack of cleanliness by the inhabitants. Yes, the House of a Thousand Doors, where it's like, yeah, each door leads to a different world. It's like, yeah. Exactly. I understand how that is. Sometimes it takes a lot longer than a moment or two for me to remember something. All right. There we go. Oh, that was blinding. Thank you. Wait, where does this window go to? It's shit like that it's like, hey, if you want people to stop calling you ridiculous, stop doing ridiculous things. Oh yeah. And like if you're talking to somebody, they'll like they're trying to help you out and they're making suggestions. It's like, no, it's, and then they say something, it's like, nope, it's gone. Well, somebody's pretentious here. Okay, a large door with a ton of small little doors in it, that is ridiculous, yes. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, Mr. Mouse, but, like, some of these doors, there's no way anybody's using those doors. These, you know, they're not using those doors without a lot of help. Perhaps when something important happens, we all converge here to decide upon a decision. I'm not sure what else you're going to decide on. Imagine how difficult it would be for a mouse with a good idea to be heard above a walrus. Well, your doors aren't going to help you with that. But what if the small animals consumed the eat me cake? Oh, and the larger animals the drink me potion, everyone was the same size. Would we reach a fair decision then? Probably not. Maybe, yes. But did Alice consider that before scoffing the lot? Again, you are kinda to blame for your crappy labeling. Is this? Teacup brewing menu. Tenacious tea. What's the tea? Tip top tea and tealicious tea. Yeah, that is tenacious tea, rather than tenacity. I would expect it to be tenacity, not like, you know, mocking Tenacious D. Maybe if you guys had like a better labeling system, like a growing cake or a shrinking drink, you know. People who are unfamiliar with what they do wouldn't just come in and just be like, oh, hey, it says eat me, so I'm going to eat it. Although that is a really good way of getting yourself poisoned. Now my question is am I going to have to clean the Jabberwocky? I would rather not have to clean the monster, but... how the hell is anybody going to use this door? I mean, getting into the door, you know, sure. Like leaving this room and going somewhere else with that door? Yeah, all right, I can buy that. But getting out of that, coming in from that door? Seems less than likely. That just reminds me of some of the messed up furniture that we got in the sequel. Not so whimsical when, you know, you can't sit in it without feeling like you're gonna fall off. There we go. Why is there terrarium in here? I mean, technically, don't all the doors lead to, like, small terrariums or large terrariums, I guess? And do a little hop. All right. Arch frame. Oh. All right. There we go. Really? All I had to do was squirt it? So yes, the Cheshire Cat was sitting here. I see you're done and just in the nick of time. 11s are fast approaching and the walruses are already upon the door. If I don't double it to the Duchess's kitchen, the trifle will be cold, and who would want that? Come. The blasted nuisance has struck again, and there is already something else for you to do. All right, I gotta clean your house now. Bill the Lizard. All right, Governor. You must be the who-jammer flip with the thingamajig. And not a moment too soon, I'd say. That there's Mr. Rabbit's place with several holes in it what have no mind being there. If you get me meaning. I think so, but, you know... please continue. Unfortunately, he ain't round to tell you any more than that. And he's off trying to apprehend a 20-foot girl what's disappeared into thin air. Good luck with that, I say. Anyways, you better get to it. I mean, there's an house caked in coat. No. I mean, coated in cake. And then... there's you with your great wet water cannon thingamabob. Bill. Okay, sure, let's... Oh. Oh my, yes, it is. That is moss. That is not cake, sir. That is moss and grime. No sign of cake. I don't mind saying that White Rabbit's as mad as a act full of angry carrots. I mean, wouldn't you be? I don't know. How angry is a hat full of angry carrots? After an odd day, rushing here and there and everywhere, he comes home, opens the door, and sees what? To see what? I don't know what. An enormous arm giving him the elbow. That's what. What's better than a giant foot giving him the boot? Was it nay? I don't know. Why don't you go figure that out and leave me to do my job? Huckney isn't that bad to deal with. Yeah. Handprints, boot prints, just, yeah, all kinds of stuff. we might want to bump up our extension a little bit. So, anyways, White Rabbit does what any proud homeowner would do. He climbs it up to the window, tutting away. But no sooner has he got up the window than this huge ant comes out and swats him away like he's a gnat or something. Something. Right, those are the parts of Cockney that are really weird. Straight into his prize-winning cucumber frame. Hope you aren't wanting to boil anything anytime soon, because your logs are going to be pretty soaked. And your entire fireplace is going to be soaked, but... This is a pretty big fireplace, too. Like... impressively large. There we go. That's better. Just got to keep the pressure on it. Oh, I am backed into a corner. That's why I couldn't move any further back. That makes sense, I guess. Let's see here. If we're hitting the major ones... Oh. So it dries again and gets the same treatment. At this point, I volunteered at his suggestion to climb in through the chimney. Wait, you can't volunteer at his suggestion. That doesn't work. Blaming Nora. I was given the boot such as makes you forget what day it is. It is still yesterday, right? It can't be. If it's yesterday, we are all in a bit of trouble. Okay, I understand that, like, you know, you know, some stuff, like, has feet, but it doesn't need to be, like, literal feet. That's just kind of weird. I just cleaned this counter, now I'm putting my feet up on it. Plates are all done, yes. That shelf's done. Saucer, cups. Alright. That's good. Ah, I see you, Mr. Cheshire Cat. I was gonna say, I'm like, I heard it, I heard him purring. I'm just like, what the heck? I was trying to think. I heard the purring. And I'm like, what the heck could be purring in the rabbit's house? Oh wait, yeah, that checks out. Cheshire Cat. All right, give me just a moment here. I need to take a real quick break and we'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. And yes, the Cheshire Cat very much is the sneaky one. So, if there's no way of taking back the house, there was only one thing left, only one thing for it. Blow it up. We had to make her leave by her own will. So I tells the White Rabbit about the absolute bestest way to get someone to leave your house. What's that? He asks, so I tells him. Set it on fire. I mean, that is a bit extreme. Works every time. How many times have you had to set your house on fire because somebody wouldn't leave? I mean, obviously, Bill does not have, you know, homeowner's insurance. I can't picture anybody would be willing to insure his home if he sets it on fire whenever there's a guest who has overstayed their welcome. And if he rents, I mean, that's even worse. Then he's not even setting his house on fire. You know, I really have to question the rabbit's decorations, his interior design. Like, I get it. Rabbits are supposedly eat carrots. Lots and lots of carrots. I eat lots and lots of chicken, but I don't have, like, chicken-themed chairs and stuff like that all over the place. Okay, this house would absolutely drive me insane with all that ticking. Like, I absolutely hate the sound of ticking clocks. I do not understand how people can have, like, loud ticking clocks in their house and not go fucking crazy. And if they're all properly set and stuff like that, man, all of them are going to be chiming at the exact same time. Well, I was preparing the lightning rod and the torches, everyone suddenly started chucking whatever they could find through the window. It was my ham, it was. That's when Dormouse started losing cakes. Cakes? What, you wanted her to get bigger? What you doing, I asked. Easy, he says. As soon as she realizes that there's more cake outside the house than inside it, she'll come running. I don't think it was the cake. And right it was, she disappeared into thin air. Yeah, There's a lot of problems with what you just said, sir. I mean, primarily that, you know, eating cakes is supposed to make you bigger, not smaller. So she should have just, like, ballooned up. I appreciate that you're trying to help, but you were just gonna soak his bed. Like, this is not the proper way to clean a bed. Like, the mattress is just gonna soak up that water, Then you're gonna have even more mildew and stuff to clean because it's just gonna, whatever bacteria and stuff is in there is just gonna grow. Powerwasher does not solve every cleaning problem. Why would a rabbit have a dresser shaped like an owl? Owls eat rabbits. That'd be like the dormouse having a dresser shaped like a cat. I mean, maybe an alarm clock. That would, you know, basically so that it'll scare you out of bed in the morning. I'm sorry. Did you actually hoot? That's really weird. I swear I heard it hoot. There we go. All right, cake stand. Ah, yes, we didn't get the underside of it. Okay. Kitchen sink. We've almost done everything but the kitchen sink. There we go. Now we've literally done everything but the kitchen sink. Well, I never. If I was looking at that house with Dodo, like I'm now, and he said, can you believe that only today that house had been ransacked by an enormous child and then set upon by a mix of assorted baked goods, rendering the inside like somewhat kind of pointless art exhibit? I'd say, never. You have me on. It's too clean, it is. It's too clean as that. So it's weird. His accent only shows up when he's talking or quoting himself. If he's quoting somebody that doesn't have the Cockney accent, there's no Cockney accent. Then he shake his head like he is now, and we'd smile and laugh and tuttle off. Still shaking our heads and laughing and smiling, just like we is now. Okay. Now we have the caterpillar's mushroom. Oh, I bet that's going to be a fun one. But that's going to have to wait until tomorrow, so we'll go ahead and come into it and take our pictures and everything for tomorrow. But yeah, I think this is, we're going to, oh my goodness. That is a one heck of a, yeah. There we go. So let's try and remember to actually turn these on. So we have moss and grime and moss and grime and moss and grime. Not surprising. Was the caterpillar like actually here, or is he like, I'm pretty sure he's in his cocoon right now. Right, this, we've got to have, like, there's got to be a, oh, an aromatic bubble, it's a hookah. It is a hookah. It's not an aromatic bubble pipe or anything like that. And actually, I want to go ahead and, yeah, it's not an aromatic bubble blower. It is a hookah. All right. But anyway, yes. So we'll go ahead and quit from here. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to press that subscribe button. If you want to be kept up to date of when we go live and stuff like that, make sure to ring the bell. But also check out the social media links down below. Everything from our Facebook page to the permanent invite for our Discord server, where I try to make sure to notify you guys of when we go live and stuff like that. For example, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time, we should be starting Journey to the Savage Planet. And then that following midnight, we'll be back with more Powerwash Simulator. Don't forget the top link in the description below also takes you to our fourth wall page where we have all of our merch. All that so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio!